Apoplectic time is shown as the movie begins. 1,000 years ago, the world is decimated by titans, humanoid creatures that brought humanity to the brink of destruction. To survive, humans have built colossal walls for protection, living in fear for their lives. Furthermore, amidst the despair, they desperately clung to a glimmer of hope sheltered behind those very walls. These walls provide a safeguard against potential titan assaults. Now greater than a century had passed, and the populace had begun to forget the Titans' existence. Now the history of the Titans exists solely in part of books, written stories, which are used to induce fear in children. Despite their desire, those living behind the wall are unable to traverse it. Being afraid of Titans, government had forbidden even to go beside the walls. So the people agreed to live a hard life. The inner world of walls had been divided into three parts. The third part of area included peasants who used to survive working in the farms. The second part was industrial, where the factories had been constructed. The first part of area was integral, where the aristocratic people were holding the whole city, and no one was allowed to move from one area to another. A boy named Erin was brilliant, living in the third part of the area. Being terrified, he could not live like the prisoners behind the walls, because he has a passion to do something great. It was his dream to explore the outside world. He also shares his dream with his friends because he was doubtful on the existence of the Titans. He used to think that people are hidden here as being afraid from the Titans. Erin's male friend is also brilliant along with him. Peasants are not allowed to conduct any experiment. According to government, it will be wrong if anyone struggles to achieve his success. There is a girl named Mikasa. Erin and Mikasa used to like each other. She wanted to lead a comfortable life with Erin. Erin's friend comes across a stranger when he goes to meet Erin, but he ignores Erin. Erin used to feel fortunate as being the resident of the place because he could view the outside world. There was a bomb machine, so this place was his best loved for this cause. Being afraid, people avoided to visit here. Now, this time, Erin's intend to go beyond the wall at any rate, and he makes his friends agree for this. There was the security of military officers near the wall, but hiding from the eyes of military, they come nearer to the wall, but they are arrested before they move ahead. Military leader secures them because he had a soft corner for Erin, and he was aware about the brilliancy of Erin, and he had understanding of Erin's passion. They are still conversing as such that earthquake. Looking above the wall, they are not believing that what is before the sight. At the first time, they are facing a great terror. He was monster titan who was bigger and stronger than other titans, and such monsters are called giants. It is made of fire and taller than that wall. At the time he was blowing fire, he begins to crack the wall using his giant feet. Those people are scared and shocked. There was worst condition because of the fire attack. Leader commands a military officer to attack with bomb, but the soldier stops him, saying that government has banned us to use these explosives, making a big hole. The giant monster disappears swiftly. There is a calm before a storm. At the first sight, Titans began to come through that wall hole. They are looking like human beings, but they are taller and stronger than human beings. They smirk while looking at the human beings, as they are taking human beings as their meal. That leader is succeeded to attack titans, exploding the bombs, but he did not know these titans are everlasting and never be killed, and wounded sides of monsters began to recover naturally, as being in a large number titans surround them. And human being was looking teeny before them, and they are considering the human beings like the insects which are crushed under their feet. They are toys for playing. Moreover, human beings are not less than BBQ for them, because they are eating them while gripping. Military men are too afraid, as they prefer to commit suicide rather than to be the meal of titans. They take their lives. Titans had spread the disaster throughout the city. People began to die, either being crushed in the commotion of or being the victim of titans, and those people find the only place to secure their lives. That was the city big hall. People start entering there without caring for others and saving their lives. And Erin and Mikasa also do the same for their safety. Mikasa catches the glimpses of a baby with his mother. Then she takes pity on them, and she is left outside while saving that baby. Being pulled in the crowd, Erin leads to the hall, and hall's door is shut. Erin struggles to open the hall's door, but the people stop him of doing so. He has caught that baby, and a titan is proceeding to her. Being compelled, Erin cannot take a single step. Titan engulfs both Mikasa and that baby. Suddenly, a silence prevails there. Somehow, Erin comes out of that hall forcefully. He notices that titans had surrounded the hall where survivors had hidden themselves. Damaging the ceiling of the hall, titans start eating the people. The stream of people's blood flow as they bleed fastly. Being irritated by the circumstances, Erin moves ahead to the city. 2 years later, it is shown that the city takes place in the part of the industrial area. They are safe from the monster giants' attack because of their strong wall, and the survivors of the previous attack also resided here because titans are still in the third part of Pigeon's area. Being overpopulated, that area suffers the shortage of the food. Where people begin to die because of starvation. Now the rest of the survivors of the third part of the area had the only way to survive. That way was to secure their area from the titans. It means they can save their area while facing the titans. Military groups is prepared to fight the titans. They are given the hard training of 2 years. Erin and his friend also get training because they wanted to take the revenge of Mikasa. Erin considered himself reprehensive of Mikasa's death because he didn't save her. They are being led by a commander named Kubal. Commander Kubal plans to go for their operation in the darkness of the night. Their operation included the task to block the big hole of the third part of area with explosion through which titans had entered. They will explode the upper side of hole according to the plan. As a result, the broken fragments of wall will fall down and the hole will be blocked through them. In spite of the explosion, Titan will be unable to come from there because of the strong wall. Being victorious in this operation, they can end those titans. The explosion was their last hope. Either they will lose their lives or take their lives in this operation. The head informs the military force about her newly made weapons, which may enable them to fly in the air because they had got awareness that titans can be killed while targeting their neck, and those titans will never be revived. According to the plan, they leave for their operation in the darkness of the night, but they sense something mysterious on the way before reaching there, and they move to check what is wrong. They start walking when they think everything is alright, and it is just the mooing of cows. Then a lady hears the crying sound of a baby. She thinks that baby needs help as being in danger, and she moves forward to check for baby's help. Erin also follows her. Finding that baby, they come to know that this baby is flesh and blood of titans. That monster baby tries to catch them but falls down. He begins to weep bitterly, falling down. All titans are awakened, hearing the sound and directing themselves, and they surround them. Now they are entrapped in great trouble because self-obsessed Commander Kubal had fled from there with armored vehicles and leaving them in this trouble. Erin's friend is captured by the Titans, but the other military officer rescues him coming there. Now they are surrounded inescapably by the Titans. Suddenly the brilliant hunter of Titans Sikisima comes here. He almost had killed 10 to 15 titans. There was a bold female soldier named Mikasa with Sikisima. Yes, she was alive. Both killed the titans bravely using their effective weapons. After killing the titans, they moved to their planned place hole near the wall. But the shocking moment was this, as Mikasa was not showing any affection towards Erin because she just wanted to take her revenge after that event. Titan had swallowed Mikasa, but Sikisima taught him to fight with titans after saving. He reveals a secret to prevent from titans and says attack titans with violation in action and face them. He tells one more thing, that fear is the foe of human beings which compels them to run, not titans. Then a self-obsessed commander Kubal reaches there. He says fast killing weapons are not found in our secret place that we are going to use for operation, but they are in the tunnels. I didn't want to lose those explosives. I had to go. Because there was a bugler among us who could steal the weapons. They cannot bear the loss of fast killing weapons. They begin to load the cannons, but titans hear these sounds. Suddenly those titans swallow 2 persons. They are all confused, but Lasty Commander was worried about the explosives, and a thief robs their loaded vehicles with the explosive, and a lady smashes the vehicles of explosives from the thief in rage, whose husband had been swallowed by titans. She sets it on fire rather than to save the explosive, and she crashes the vehicles at the meet place of titans in order to take her husband's revenge. But titans remain safe instead of this great explosion, but their last hope explosive had also ended now. Kubal also escapes, leaving them in trouble, and they had been entrapped badly among the titans. Erin was lost, but he remains the words of fury of Sikisima. He moves ahead, losing the harness of his anger, and he succeeds to kill some of the titans while facing titans. and he loses one of his legs fighting with titans. A titan catches Erin's friend. All fight to save the life of Erin's friend so Titan may not swallow him. Erin had completely lost the battle. He was disappointed as he is not helping humanity in any way, but he again gets up, encouraging himself. At the exact time, he saves his friend before Titan makes him its meal. While saving him, he also loses his one of the hands. At last, a titan swallows him. Eren feels that he is digesting gradually after being the part of Titan's stomach. Witnessing it, Mikasa loses her tolerance and attacks Titan. Unfortunately, Mikasa's vehicle is crashed because her vehicle's gear was damaged. Now, Mikasa was facing death before her. Because the same Titan was coming towards her, suddenly Titan feels something wrong in its stomach and a giant monster comes out tearing its mouth, and an explosion produces a giant monster, and the giant was ending the remaining monsters. Observing carefully, everyone knows that it is not anyone else but Eren. Then he starts dying like the other titans after weakening. Then a commander who had knowledge of Eren's brilliancy says something which is not understandable by anyone. He says, "Cut his nape." No one understands him, but Mikasa carries it out, and Eren appears from there. The shocking thing is that his broken leg and hand had reproduced now. All are left shocked seeing it. Then Sekisima smirks for nothing as he already had knowledge that it is going to happen. Afterward, a flashback is shown where Eren's father was scientist. He injected Eren a serum for a cause, and Commander was also with him. Eren's mother forbids them to do as such, but they reply that grown-up Eren will perform a great role to save humanity due to this vaccine. Meanwhile, a few government officers knock at their door, and Eren's father hides Eren and that commander in a room. Kubal was also among the government officers. They get the news that Eren's father is working on a secret experiment, and the peasants are banned to experiment or invent anything. As a punishment, Eren's parents are arrested by the officers, and the notes of their experiments also burned to fire along with it. This was the cause that Commander used to favor Eren because of this trait. He was also aware that Eren had become the strongest one thanks to this serum, which gave hope that he might be the savior of humanity. Waking up, Eren finds himself captive by Kubal. It was also incredible for Eren that he had transformed into a giant monster, but he was proud thinking that he has a trait that can perform a great role to save the humanity against titans. But Kubal has a threat from Eren, so he captivates him because it was his thought that human beings have no need to conduct, experiment or invent anything. Rather, human beings should leave behind the walls in fear cowardly. Kubal ends the commander while shooting when he speaks out about Eren's favor, but that commander reveals a secret to Eren before his death, that Kubal is the murderer of your parents. Hearing it, Eren and his companions turned themselves against Kubal. Hearing it, Eren and his companions turned themselves against Kubal. Then a strong giant appears there while jumping off. At first, he catches Erin after coming there. All try to stop it, but he was removing all on his way. It also tries to end Erin's friend, but it stopped by Mikasa. It was looking as if it was perhaps understanding the communication of Mikasa, and he leaves, taking Erin with him, and Kubal loses his life in this battle. Erin was not there, so they are not understanding what should they do. Then Erin's friend remembers that they still have an explosive. They can fulfill their operation using it. They all move to the third part of area to retrieve the bomb. Erin walks up in a big and awkward room. There was also Shikishima with the other things. Here, Shikishima opens many secrets. These titans are made of human beings, and they are not made by another else but Erin's father. They had made titans as the military weapons, but his experiment is flopped. It left the harmful effect as that virus continued to spread throughout the humanity quickly, and human beings continued to transform into titans speedily, and they spread the devastation throughout the world. This chain will continue and never stop, and the most miserable thing is that titans can survive without quenching their appetite. It means they are immortal, and only Erin's father had the remedy to kill them, which ended at the death of him. There may be the solution to kill titans if they are not banned by the government, and Erin's father selected his son injecting serum so he may help humanity and fight against titans. And Erin is immortal. He can transform into the giant at any time. Shikishima also helps that he is the same who is against the government, and his companion had tried to steal the explosives. Erin gets ready to help him after being inspired by Shikishima. Erin's companions go to the bomb place, securing themselves from titans, loading the bomb on the vehicles. They move towards the wall, but they are stopped on the way by Shikishima. His plan included that he will destroy the second part of the area with this bomb. And people had to fight against titans reluctantly due to the falling down of the wall, and they will root out the government after defeating titans successfully, because they are facing these circumstances because of the government. But Erin and his companions are disagreeing with him because innocent people could be killed in this battle. So the quarrel is held between the Shikishima and Erin. Killing himself, Shikishima transforms into a giant. He is also known that Shikishima had also the quality to transform into Titan. He was the same giant who had gone and taken Erin. They have to take their own life in order to turn into Titan. Being transformed into Titan, their real body part, Nape handles the activities of Titan. But these giants have a shorter lifespan than Titans because of being injected with a serum. The rest of the Titans had come into being because of the spread virus, so they don't die. There is a violent fight between Shikishima and Erin. Shikishima has a heavy hand over Erin. Later, Erin defeats Shikishima with his fighting ability. According to the plan, Erin is able to explode the bomb at the upper part of the wall, and all are shocked knowing that Kubal is alive. He says, "Let Erin come in my custody." because he didn't want anyone to help humanity. But human beings should be hidden behind the walls as being frightened. Female soldier kills Kubal in fury. Then it is known here that a giant monster was seen at the very start of the movie. He was not other but Kubal. Transforming into the giant, Kubal tries his best to stop their operation. Then Shikishima agrees to help him. Putting his life at risk, he thrusts the bomb into the mouth of the Kubal giant titan. Giant titan is dead due to the explosion, and that big hole is also blocked because of the trash of that explosion. Their operation had been succeeded, so they feel excitement, and Mikasa and Erin's dream is fulfilled while watching the sea and the flying bird. And this movie ends with the fulfillment of their dream.